welcome to another custom figure video. Today I'll be taking you through a classic companion, which is Turlough. One of my favourite classic companions, because in my opinion he's one of the only classic characters to sort of get a character arc. A lot of characters in the classic era do get a bit neglected in terms of character department. So let's take a closer look at how I made this figure. So the head for this figure is a Harry Osmond Green Goblin 2002 unmasked figure, because I'm going to use that body for a Cyberman. And I didn't actually do anything to the head, I didn't repaint it. All I did was I popped it off and I stuck it on to this head. I did actually have to cut away a bit at the neck in order to fit it in, and then I just painted that a similar enough colour to his skin, and then I stuck this little bit of wooden stick on the end just so it sits in a little bit better to the body. And of course I used this head because of the ginger hair and the southern sort of skinny cheeks. It's good enough likeness. I think it's probably the best likeness we can get from figures I was looking at. However, he does look a little bit too old. That's my only thing for it. He does look a little bit too old. But other than that, I think it works really well. So looking at the body now, eagle-eyed people would notice that this is actually made from a Matt Smith figure, which you can mostly get from the boots and legs. However, for my one, I used a different jacket. So this is the standard, the main body is the standard 11th Doctor figure from Series 5. However, I then replaced it with the jacket from the Fez version that came with the Pandoricus bits, because for me I just felt like that had a little bit of a less tweed texture. So you can see the difference between the texture in the jacket compared to the arms, because the arms are still the original. And so when that was painted black, that worked quite nicely. I used the 11th Doctor body because I felt like the Leicester body that most people use from Primeval is a little bit too broad. He's not skinny enough, and especially considering I got the sort of skinnier head of Osmond, I thought it better to have a skinnier body. So to do the tie and the collar, I did this with milliput. So obviously the first thing I did was take the tie off. That just pops off with the head when you boil and pop. And then I did a tiny little ball of milliput here for that bit. And then I did a stretch of milliput going down. I did the tie at an angle because I just thought that looked more interesting, and it showed some of the buttons of the shirt at the bottom. So yeah, all I did was I just cut down either side to give it a flat edge of the tie, and then that was the tie done. I did of course also do a little bit of a sausage of milliput all the way around the back where the tie is showing from the slightly older fashioned collar, which was of course done with just two little sort of triangles of milliput attached here. Unfortunately you can still see Matt Smith's collar a little bit underneath, but I don't think it's that bad. I did also do a little bit more sculpting. I just had a little bit of milliput left over, and I thought that he should have more standard trousers, so I just did a bit of milliput down just to follow the trousers along, so they didn't look like they were rolled up. They looked more like they were standard trousers, so that's all I did there. So painting wise, I didn't do a lot other than painted the jacket and the arms black and all the shirt pieces white, and of course I painted the tie black as well. The most difficult part of course was painting on all these little stripes going down. Sadly I did actually get them the wrong way around. It's meant to be red on top and white underneath, but it's not that important. I just went over with a white dash very carefully with an extremely thin brush, just white, as evenly down as I could, and then with a thin tip red Sharpie I was then able to put on all the red stripes underneath on top of the white, so then it showed up. And of course I continued this all the way around the back of the neck as well, where the tie continues around the back of the collar. And that was that for painting. And of course he looks very nice next to my my Fifth Doctor to hand, which is the Cage of Angelani one, and of course my only other companion, Perry. And to give it more of a Planet of Fire theme, let's throw in my Anthony Ainley there as well. So, that brings us to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, there's many more on my channel, as well as figure animations and trailers. See you again soon, thank you for watching, and goodbye.